Nice little welcome into the Pacific Northwest. Working again for Adam Kalinowski and his clientele, flying into Portland, Oregon for the first time. I always love seeing new cities, new hotels, and when a pre-production meeting involves an old-fashioned. All right, crispy morning in Portland. Got my flat white, and this is our gear. I just put out a video yesterday about what's in here because we're still using his normal cameras. But everything else, lighting, boom, stands, is stuff that I brought. Well, this is a treat. We don't normally get a room this big for our interviews. My position is not a traditional DP. I am also in charge of picking out the individual pieces of grip and lighting and what tripod we're using and how it's going to travel. And I thought in the beginning, I could just be a dedicated DP. And there is room for that when you are in higher commercial sets or maybe in features. But for the boutique production projects that I'm involved with, it's usually 1 to 2, maybe 3 people. And let me know if this is the same in your market. You want every one of those people to be able to handle all roles at any time, because there's no room to say, I only touch lights. It's like, no, if I hand you the camera, I want you to do this. If I hand you this, please do that. And that's just the new kind of ecosystem for these smaller scope productions. And personally, I like it. Buddy just asked me, I posted this setup on Instagram, and he said, is the 300 enough? Because when he brings it, he doesn't get enough key or level on the character, but then when he brings a 600, he keeps the 600 at like 1%, and I totally understand what he's saying. So this 300 was not enough to expose the subject's face where I wanted. And remember, we have 3 lights. We have a 300, a 60, and a 200. So the 200, I decided to try something new. I don't know if I thought of this or have seen someone else do it, but basically I'm pointing the 200 into the softbox and bouncing that back in so that the key comes from the same angle, and it's working. We got definitely enough level. Obviously you can't see anything, but this is nice because I really would like a 600 functionality, but not the 600 size and weight. It's just huge. It's hard to travel with, and I know there's a lot of 500 watt and 600 watt options, but I need everything to be on Sidus Link, because as a small crew, I can adjust everything from my phone, the key, the fill, the hair light, all from the app, and I need to move fast as a 1-person crew or 2-person crew. So having them all in the same app, like Sidus Link, keeping them all Aperture or Amaran fixtures, really does speed things up. Because if I went to another brand, there's a whole bunch of different options. Zhiyun has one, has a couple. There's a bunch of small high watt lights, but I do want to figure something else out, because this is working, but not ideal.
Come back in my office then while we do this.
Yeah, we'll probably just skill you through your 15-20 minutes.
They're extremely...
For these types of productions, we do not flip the room, because the interviewees are coming in on their own schedule. It's a working hospital, so we're not able to block out any time to move gear around. So whatever frame that we pick in the beginning has to be the one that we're going to stick through until the very end. Here's an example of the super lightweight, probably aluminum stands that are typically used for flashes. I'll use them for lightweight stuff like holding up a 5-in-1 reflector, but you can see the footprint difference between, let's see, how do I do this? You can kind of see it this way. This one has a much wider footprint, and it's much smaller, packs way easier. It's a little heavier, not huge, and does not have a stud on top, but it does have a hole for a quarter 20-inch. I just need some heavier duty stands. These did a good job, provided there are no elements that will test the integrity of these stands, because we're inside, air conditioning, no wind, nothing. But they're not meant for holding a 300 watt fixture with a softbox hanging off. They're meant for the little, I think they're like tungsten lights. They're like this wide, this thick, like that. And they have a huge spill. Actually, I've been wanting to show these clips for a while. My buddy came into town, he's a pro skater, wanted to hit up a spot, so the entire crew came out and they were using these Lowell lights. And it was only 2 of them that lit up the entire place. They attracted a ton of bugs. They were extremely hot, but they were so small. The footprint on site was so small. It had some barn doors. You could put an umbrella through there and some real Florida man stuff. We had a propane tank connected into the generator, and we got the clip. Everything came out great, and I had my aperture lights in the car. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be able to bring a bunch of firepower to this. And these 2 little guys worked perfectly, and that is what these stands were designed for. It was really cool to see an older fisheye cam with the Extreme. I think it's HPX maybe. Anyways, back to the vlog. I just wanted to show these clips. This is not what they were designed for. Therefore, I need to get some stands that were designed to hold this type of weight with this type of leverage. I had an RE stand before, and I think it went into someone else's kit on one of these jobs, so I don't have that anymore. But that was a very good middle ground of strength to weight to size. They do not pack down as compact as these guys. Like, these kind of win on that front. I haven't seen a stand that packs together like this. It's hard to do with one hand, but anyways, I might get some more of those RE stands. There we go. Like that. That is tiny. So I might get some more of those RE stands, but I've only been able to find them used on eBay. The ones that I found new are like $150, and I'm not paying $150 per stand. Used, they were like $50. So this stuff did okay. Nothing fell over. Nothing was compromised, but I want to substitute it out. I want to try it with something else. Okay, I got some more feedback. People on Instagram said that when they're traveling, they need high output fixtures. They're not really bringing the 600s anymore. They're bringing the 400Xs. And my first question is, well, do I have space and weight allotment for a 400X? Like, it has to be able to fly. Adam hired a local guy named Mike right out of Portland to do headshots, and when I came down to see his setup, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, this is what you want when you hire a local contractor or any type of subcontracting. You just want to know that they got all their stuff dialed. And what was more important than this gear setup that he has perfectly laid out was his customer interaction. He was making them smile, putting them in a good mood. They're in the middle of their workday at an emergency hospital, and he was able to get beautiful smiles out of them. And all this gear is super interesting to me, but it doesn't mean anything unless you know how to work with the client. So I saw that he also had these Lowell stands, and this is an appropriate use for them: a lightweight backdrop of paper. That is what it is supposed to be used for. But he created this nice cove of light, blocking out all the reflections. There was some nasty overhead fluorescence. And he had the amount of gear, the extra amount of gear to cover everything. Can you say that again?
DB fucking sucks.
No, you said it looks good.
Now, let me pull up a real interview. Oh, shit.
Dang, dude. That guy needs to increase his rates. It's a little open back here.
Where was we got some light in there?
Yeah, a little rim light on the shoulder, nothing too crazy.
My name is Jackie. It's Jackie.
Looks good. Wraps around really nice.
And I am a licensed
Cinetone.
technician.
Cinetone, the XLR, shotgun, made everything so much easier. I don't have to worry about all these.
Hey, can I open my Red Bull?
It's been a while since the vlog has been downtown, ever since I moved out of here. But we're back because I aligned with a certain company. This is kind of going to be an in-person discovery call to see if their company and my whole YouTube effort can find a partnership to maybe have a nationwide tour of these meetups. So it's not a hard sales pitch. I'm gonna go in just asking them, what pain points do you have? These are the things that I'm experiencing. These are where I want to go. Do those two things line up? And hopefully it does. And we can do a bunch of meetups around the US or around the world.